Hi, so now we're in the real beginnings of the clear out, and it's starting to become quite obvious to us where we might be going. Um, Things that we've been clearing out for maybe a really long time coming to an end. Um, we've got Pisces still in the mix, which is the completion energies, the psychic energies, the intuitive energies, the water, the really deep felt emotions, and the observer who can see and feel what's going on around them, um, almost too much. And because there's no natural boundary ruled by Neptune. So we're moving from the Pisces energies into the Aries energies right now with quite a lot of the planets. We're getting loads of wake up calls, and I really hope that it's going to be creating freedom for us. Now, we've also got the North Node there as well in Pisces, and the nodes work backwards. So it was in Aries last year. Now it's since January, the nodes changed. So we've been already experiencing delving into the self and the identity and sovereignty and courage and the fire energy. Now, when you've got the combination of the two, the fire and the water energy, which I've already spoken about actually in another video, it's quite. Someone described it to me once as like a volcano underwater, which I think is very interesting because that's very much in my personal experience in my chart as well. However, what I wanted to say was about intuition. Trust it. Trust your intuition, because you're now getting information and downloads possibly because the retrogrades of both of Venus and Mercury being in the Pisces realms now, traveling backwards before they go forwards again later in April. Mercury will be going direct, I believe, on the 7th of April, and it's going to go from the 24 degrees of Pisces. Now, Mercury is the planet of the mind, so we've been revisiting our thoughts, but there's so much more going on. If you think about it, if we're clearing out with big energies of 165-year cycles, which I know we can't live 165 years, but if you do believe in past lives, maybe you were here 165 years ago, maybe you are clearing out energies that you couldn't clear out then. And we're just moving forward. So what if you are highly intuitive and you don't think you are? What if it was gaslighted out of you? Now, I know that that's a really well used phrase right now, as well as narcissism, and we have to be careful about whether we're using them for the right reasons. But once you know, and you can't undo it. So that's also the sort of energy we're moving into. Once you know, you know. And with Pisces, you don't always know. It can be really confusing, because you can get talked into thinking that you don't know what you're thinking, you don't know what you're feeling, your perceptions are wrong. And it's so ironic, because when you are highly intuitive naturally, and we've all got this capability of being intuitive, but the water signs, it's a bit of a superpower. We've all got them. We've all got superpowers. It's okay to claim them. And when you are, when you have that strength in your chart, which doesn't just mean if your sun's there, it could be a collection of planets in a particular area. Sun, moon, and rising are very much key components, but it goes much deeper than that. It goes to the conversations that are happening. But if you have that, the chances are, with being an empath, you might well have had gaslighting happen to you, and you might not even trust anymore. Perhaps you lost your trust in your intuition, and it's sort of set you off balance, and maybe making decisions has been hard because of it. Maybe seeing the truth, your inner truth, without meaning to sound, you know, like a stereotype or whatever, you know, but it's true. Your inner truth is your truth, and your perception and your intuition is right for you. So it doesn't have to be right for anybody else. As long as we're being kind, of course, we want to try and aim for that, don't we? But what if you are highly intuitive and you've been ignoring your intuition because you don't trust it anymore, because you've been abused like I was? If you've been abused mentally, emotionally, physically, the mental gaslighting is damaging. And as it turns out, my intuition is my superpower. So I'm now embracing it, but it's taken me many years of doubt, excruciating self-doubt and suffering. Now, since Neptune has gone into Aries, which only happened on the 30th of March, I feel as though the doors of my prison have opened wider, and I'm stepping out beyond that doorway so much more now. I've been doing it anyway, I've just been being brave, but I've always had that doubt follow me around. And enough is enough, guys. If that's what's been happening to you, it's not your fault. And the people that did it didn't know, perhaps they didn't know any better, perhaps they did, I don't know your story. But I'm not going to come from it from a judgmental point of view, only from a person-centered point of view. Your own point of view is what actually does need to be embraced. And I think that it's not selfish to be self-centered, if that makes sense. You've got to start with you first before you can help anybody else. So with the Pisces being in the North Node, loads of downloads are occurring, will be occurring if not already. And it's going to be quite a big April for those sorts of information coming through. There's loads of good astrologers out there. There's some I can recommend for you as well. If you want somebody with gosh, she's written 10 books, bestsellers. Molly McCord, she's one of my favourite astrologers. It's worth listening to her. Marie de Simone, she's really good. Christopher Brennan. There's loads of them out there. And if you want a really broad range of astrologers to start listening to, I would highly recommend those people. And that's it, really. Just wanted to say thank you for listening, and I'm really looking forward to continuing the journey with you with the paintings that I do. I've been completing some womb healing and paintings. That's how I put my energy forwards. And yeah, good luck with it. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.